Hey y'all, it's Hope at Crafty Hope and welcome. I am working on a challenge today. This is from Nicole Watson Art. I'll have a link to her and her channel below. But she, the past couple of Thursdays, has been doing hashtag 30-minute Thursday art. And I saw this on Instagram first and then had to go watch her videos. I was already following her on YouTube, but I absolutely loved what she created and was like, as if I don't have enough challenges. If you'll see my blog post, I've got like a really long list of challenges. Um, that it's my February 1st blog post. Anyway, I've got a really long list of challenges I found the last couple months, and I'm going to try to participate in some of them. I don't know that I'll get to all of them, but this one seemed really nice just to sit down with an art journal and set a timer for 30 minutes or a piece of paper or something and just create on a Thursday. So that's what I did. I actually did this last Thursday so I could get it pictures taken and uploaded and all ready for y'all. And I took a lot of inspiration from what Nicole did in hers. First off, she's using the Square Dilutions journal. So that's what I'm using because I've only got 2 pages done in this journal, y'all. For some reason, it has been like, I don't know, I've really enjoyed my little junk journals lately, and so I've kind of been working on them. And this one is so huge that it kind of keeps me from getting to it. So I was like, well, that'll increase the challenge. I'll use this challenge from Nicole to use this journal. So I, of course, am starting with some collage just to kind of get past that fear of the blank page. I encourage you to do that. If you're looking at a blank page and not sure what to do, just start throwing some stuff down. I'm using Matte Gel Medium to get my stuff down because I've got those last couple pages or papers that I used are some typewritten on typing paper, so kind of thin, and I wanted that to kind of show through. That using Matte Gel Medium makes it a little more transparent. So that's what I was trying to say there. But I could have used my Uhu glue stick or another glue stick just as well, or even shoot, Mod Podge or Elmer's white glue would have worked fine. Just use what you have and create something. Now, I want these papers to kind of feel a little more cohesive and blended together, so I've pulled out the Liquitex Basics white gesso, and I'm just kind of going around, especially where the edges are of this. I'm going to end up pretty much covering this whole page with gesso. Big surprise, because that's what's going to make it most cohesive is just putting the gesso everywhere. So before that's even the gesso, without even drying the gesso, that's what I'm going to say. I've grabbed this, I think it's a Liquitex acrylic ink in transparent burnt umber. I believe that's right. If it's something else, I'll put it below, or well, I'm going to put it below either way, but the correct thing will be below in my description box. So I put that down and spritz some water on it. And like I said, y'all, this didn't get dried. So that gesso is still wet. So it's going to get super muddy here. And that's okay. I'm going with it. I'm leaving some areas dark, some I'm blending out with my paintbrush. And I grab a paper towel and I'm just gonna, I don't like the edges of things. I like it to be blended in. So I use that paper towel for a bit. Then I was like, shoot, I'm just going to use my finger. Well, the parts where I use my finger are probably my least favorite parts because your fingers have your fingerprints in there, so it leaves little grooves. And so it's not a huge deal, but I've got to get better about adjusting to that. So it took a little bit of time, finally dried that, and since I still had a little bit of gesso over there on the right side of my page, I'm just going to make some marks. Now, for Nicole's second week, she used that right side page, whatever she had on it, to help use as a jumping start for that page. So that's why I'm kind of using that right side of a page as a jumping point because she encouraged you to kind of do that. So that's, yeah, I'm explaining why I'm using that over there. Okay, now I've pulled out, what is this, Coral Blush Americana acrylic paint. I love this color. I think I already have a second bottle of it somewhere because I don't know. I'm not big on pinks, but this coral color I love. Now, both of Nicole's first two uh, videos, she used circles in it like as main points. And so I decided something about the circles really called out to me. And I hate to be copying her, but I was so inspired by what she had done that I was like, we're gonna see what happens. So I'm putting circles in. And I'm using a fairly small brush, but it's a good one. So, and I'm just making circles. I was trying to make circles of different sizes, and I was having trouble with that. I don't know, y'all. Once your hand kind of gets going in a certain motion, it keeps wanting to do that. So I've got them over there on the left, and then I decide, I need it to. I like to have things fair and even, so I'm adding some over to the right side of the page to make it feel a little more balanced. I'm not sure what I'm doing there. And I do have a timer set for 30 minutes. So I'm trying to remember if I go over. I get real close. Right at the end, I get super frantic because I was going great. I had, it was like, 25 minutes, 19 minutes, great, plenty of time. And then at the end, it was like 1 minute, 25 seconds. I was like, oh my gosh. You'll see me here at the end get super frantic. But that's the thing is most of my art journal, unless I'm doing some big project, I do most of my stuff in less than half an hour. So I don't know why I got so frantic. I think it was this big page that had me a little nervous. So here you see me trying to add some of the little smaller circles, but I only did that over on that left side and not on the right side. It was just a decision I made. I looked at these circles and I was not digging them. I absolutely was not digging them. I knew they needed something more done to them to give them some weight, give them some texture. So I decided to take earth brown paint. I think, oh, y'all, I used this in a video earlier or within the last week, and I'm trying to think, maybe it's a folk art. It's just a brown paint, and I am adding little, like almost like crescent shapes in the bottom of all of these circles. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, what am I doing? This is so weird. I don't know what I'm doing. But y'all, it's my favorite thing about this page when it comes down to it. When all is said and done, this bit of weight and shadow that is given to these circles with this little bit of brown paint is spectacular. I'm so happy with it. So, and I'm just using a tiny brush, and none of these are perfect. Nothing about this is perfect. It's supposed to be messy and fun, and it's great. Yeah. So I've got my circles drawn. Nothing is dry, but I am grabbing a fine liner in white. This is just what is it? Some fluid acrylic paint and some airbrush medium, like half and half, in a fine line bottle. And I am going around twice, messily, around each of these circles, big or little, doesn't matter. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. Doesn't matter. Just trying to make it as messy as possible and circle them. Give them, let them pop a little bit. They're not going to be the focal of this, but they are definitely going to stand out. All right, so I've got those on there, and I decided I needed another something. Oh, I had pulled out, before I started this, pulled out a couple supplies that I don't use often and kind of want to use before they go bad. And one of them is this Nuvo expanding mousse. So it's like a paste that you scrape on or apply through a stencil or whatever, and then when you heat it, it kind of expands and moves and changes. So I'm just using a palette knife, scraping it on, giving this a little more of a grungy feel. It's fine. It was just something I don't use often, wanted to play with. So I got that down and I'm going to use my heat gun and heat it. Again, you don't see it change a whole lot on here. And I decided I need a pop of something else on here. So I grabbed my Seabreeze acrylic paint from Americana, watered it down a bit, and I'm using my fan brush to make some splatters. And these splatters speak volumes, y'all. Something about the contrast of this turquoisey color on top of those coral bubbles with the weight. I don't know. I'm so happy Nicole gave us this challenge and that I can participate and play because it totally inspired me. Tried that. I'm going to pull out a paper doll from Tim Holtz and figure out where they go. They're going to get stuck down using more of my matte gel medium and that same palette knife. It gets a little messy in there, so tell me if you've got a better way of putting these paper dolls down, if you've got something that doesn't get so messy, or if you're just super neat. I've tried palette, what are those things I just said? Palette knives, and I've tried paint brushes, and I've tried glue sticks, and I tend to get glue everywhere when I use them, but I do love using these paper dolls. So there, I'm getting that down. I'm trying to use a that paper towel to kind of wipe it up, but I end up just wiping it over the top of the paper, whatever. That's that's a me thing. And about here is where I start freaking out. You see, I've got the Stabilo in one hand and the stickers in the other. And I quickly find the word or phrase that says "life is good" from that. What is that? The Small Talk stickers from Tim Holtz. And I'm using my Stabilo to make a grounding point for this couple and go around them with my Stabilo. And then I think I'm also going to circle my phrase up there at the top in a minute. But I'm going to take a pretty small paint brush that's wet and give some shadow and again ground these guys on this page. And I will go around my cinnamon up there just so that it stands out a bit more. And I'm going to do that with the Stabilo as well and wet it. And y'all, that's going to be this page. I am so ecstatic about it. I encourage you to go check out Nicole's page. Like I said, I'll have her link below, and try this 30-minute art challenge. You get a little more time than those 5-minute ones, and it just kind of, it's an expansive time that you don't quite know what to do with, but in the end, it works beautifully. All right, y'all. If y'all have any questions, let me know. I appreciate y'all coming by and watching. Make sure you're subscribed and give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It really helps my like algorithms and stuff, whatever all that is. So, all right. Thanks, y'all. Bye.